Hey everyone, welcome to our live chat. I'm Heather. I'm Director of Education here at Luminess. And guys, we are here each and every day for you. But for some reason, I don't think we're on. So I'm going to jump out and then come back on because I don't think we are on. No, now it's showing we are. So hold on, let me make sure. If you're on, reach out and let me know. I show two. I do not see it. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, Andy. I don't see it. Let me see. We must be on. But for some reason, what, am I on the right page? I'm making sure. Hold on. Sorry. Okay. This is weird because I don't show. Maybe we are. I don't know. Okay. Anyway, I have some people on, so that's all I'm going to worry about. All right. So hey, Leora, Cindy, Dawn, Angela, Andy. Yay. And I said hello to Stephanie. All right. So let's get started with some makeup. I'm going to go in and use the Optics palette. I did put a little bit of concealer on my lid. However, I did not powder this yet. So I want to go in and powder because why am I powdering? Because I use our regular concealer. And so if you use a cream-based concealer, okay, good. Thanks, Dawn. If you use a cream-based concealer, you want to go in and powder and set it. So we kind of talked about that. Thank you, Angela. We kind of talked about that. Well, actually, we talked about that a lot when I was doing Halloween makeup because especially when I did the peel face, the last one I did on Halloween, I went in with face paint and then set that with powder because, of course, it was a cream base. And so you want to make sure that you do that for anything that is cream base. If it's the like stuff like this, where you're only putting it, in certain areas for that shimmer, for that creamy look, then you don't have to do it. But anything like, I'm using this to set my eyes, then yes, I'm going to do that. Or foundation, if you were using a regular foundation, you would want to set that with powder. When you're airbrushing, you don't necessarily have to set that with powder. It would just depend on the look you're going for and your skin type. All right, so I'm going to go in now and I'm going to use the Optics eyeshadow palette and the Optics highlight palette since that is in our new box. I think I'll go in. Let me do. Oh, no. Okay. I'm going to go in and I did the concealer buff on my lid, but I did want to go in and do, if I can find the right brush. I think I can use this one. All right. I haven't done this. Hey, Roxanne, how are you? Hey, Barbara. Cindy just ordered 4 chromatic and 1 by. Oh, you're going to love them. All right. So I put a little bit of the concealer on my hand. I'm using that with the warmth of my hand. Now I'm going in with a brush. And this is something you can do to really define the eyebrow. So I'm just using a mirror so I can see a little closer up. And I'm going in. And what I'm doing is just really defining that brow. And then you want to blend that hard edge. It is a little bit lighter than my skin. And now I'm going to go in and just get rid of that edge, but not to blend too much where I highlighted that. Does that make sense? Now I'm going to airbrush. See, I just messed up on that one. I am going to airbrush over that. So where you see that lightness will blend in, but I'm definitely going to get rid of those hard edges. And then when I get to underneath, I'm just blending that down. Again, not to see the hard edge. So I can still go in and set that with a little powder as well. Now I'm going to do the other one. Now with these, you definitely have to work with both sides, or I'm sorry, one at a time. I don't want to do one side because our concealers dry so quickly that if you do that, you will have a very hard time blending that out. You might just have marks on your face because they do not allow a lot of movement. So if I want to square that off, so I do want to work a little bit on this one. Go in and highlight this guy. All right, now I'm going to go in with a little bit. I feel like you know when you feel like you have hair in your mouth or something? Hey, Moozy. I swear I have hair. I don't know what's going on. All right. Now, you saw me use a little sponge. If I got that, if I had too much up here and I needed help blending that, I'm just putting my blender right at the edge to help start that. And then I'm going to go in and make sure that I get rid of all those edges. But see how that makes your brows just pop, pop a little bit more? Whoop. The other thing is you really kind of need to take a look, like I'm looking up close, but then sit back and look at the big picture, because even looking close up, you might miss something. All right, so there we are, set and ready to go. It's just a little extra something that you can do. You don't have to do it. I used to do it a lot. Don't do it as much anymore, but I do like the look. All right, so now I'm going to go in with a blending brush. I don't know what colors I want to use. I know what color I want to use because I love this color. In fact, I'll go ahead and use this one. I'm going to use Flash, which is the yellow color. It's one of my faves. Oh, I might use the blanking. I love this color. If you were looking at this color, you might think, I would never use that. But what happens when we think that? It becomes our favorite. So I'm putting that all on my lid. And I'm just, guys, our stuff is so high pigmented. All I have to do is just, I am literally just tapping that bad boy right in there. I don't have to do anything special or I mean, it just goes, I mean, it's so highly pigmented. It is amazing. All right, so now I'm going to go in with our Lion King collection. And I'm using the eyes. Sorry, I'm out of focus. And I'm going to use, which one do I want to? I think I'll use King with this one. And I'm just using a blendy, fluffy brush. And I'm kind of doing a check mark. Like I'm going right on my crease. I definitely want a flat color in the crease. Because remember when we were contouring, you want a matte or a flat color in that crease to create the depth. The shimmer is going to pop. The shimmer is going to give you that pop. So you don't, you know, I have plenty of that. So I don't need to add any more shimmer to it, but I do want to create that depth. And now I'm just blending. Now, one thing I have that I started doing is doing the color on my lid last. And the reason for that is right now the yellow and that and King are getting mixed together. And so if I didn't want that to happen, hey, Nay, if I didn't want that to happen, I could go in, do my crease first, then go in with Flash and just pop that right on the lid. That way I don't have it mix together. So when I need to create still a little more depth, I'll go in and I'm going to go in with Pride Rock, which is the darkest matte in our Lion King collection. And I'm going to keep that right here, making a little V. Hey, Tammy. So, Nay, I'm using the Flash in the Optics palette, which is in our November beauty box. And then I'm using the Lion King, and I used King. And now I'm using Pride Rock. Now, the other thing, if I need to blend this a little more, you can always do, like, this one is not a huge blending brush, but let's say, let me just get it on there. And then I can go back with a bigger blending brush and blend. All right. And see how blended that is? It's a lot easier to blend, but then I got the depth and the deepness of the color that I needed. And now I can go in, let's do King underneath. There we go. And then now, because I used, you know, some higher pigmented colors, if I needed to wipe underneath, I'm able to clean this up because I don't have anything else on, right? I just did the concealer on my lid, so I can go in even with a wipe, clean those edges up. Thank you, Nay. All right. And then putting a little bit of concealer back on my back of my hand and grabbing my concealer brush. I've been really liking to put it on the back of my hand So it kind of warms it up and keeps it where it moves. Okay. And then now I can take the blender. Now notice I'm just dot, 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 moving it. I'm not pulling on my face. Bringing that over. And I really like that concealed highlighted look. When I do the foundation on over it, it'll all come together. Right now it's going to look extremely highlighted, but that's okay. Why? Because I haven't even done the foundation yet. We're still on, I mean, we did the eyes, we did the eyebrows. So if you notice the shape of this, it's the same shape as if I did baking, right? So right here, Cindy, it's actually not a lot of concealer. Like it's not thick concealer. So being able to kind of blend this, you can wet the sponge, wet your blender. What you'll want to do, because again, this is a cream base and I'm going to want to powder this. The powder is something I'm not going to add a lot of powder underneath, but I'll definitely want to powder it, but I won't put the brush like immediately here because that's where I have most of my wrinkles. I'll do it here and then kind of swipe back and forth that way. Exactly, Muzette. So even though it's blended, I'm still going in and kind of getting it to the point where I want it, you know, where it doesn't look heavy, cakey, or anything like that. And that's what I love about our makeup, is because you honestly, you can finish it. And did you see that where I started out here? As to, because remember that first spot that you lay down that brush is where the majority of that makeup is going to go. All right, so now to do something different, I'm going to use the Optics Highlight and Strobe, which is this one. And I'm going to add that first. It's not something I normally do. I'm going to add Beaming and Clarity. I think Cindy does this a lot. She uses the powder first, and then she airbrushes over it. Okay. So I use the Optics highlight, or I'm sorry, Optics eyeshadow, and then the Optics highlight and strobe, which are both in our beauty box. Went in and made my shine. Eyes are done. And now I'm going to stop. Okay. Now, luckily I'm not going anywhere for lunch. But I want to make sure that y'all understand that I am going to airbrush foundation on over that. So what that's going to do, just like Muzette is saying, I'm airbrushing over that and everything's going to be blended. It is going, just like when I do airbrush contour and highlight first, I'm doing that same exact thing, except for the fact I'm using regular makeup. I'm using the traditional makeup. So I used our traditional concealer. I used powder highlighter. And then when I go over this with the foundation, you'll see how nice and blended this will be. Airbrush makeup, Luminess blends so much for you without looking heavy or cakey. Okay. You'll see me do my makeup so many different ways, so many different order, all of that, because it does give you so many options. It gives you options for the looks that you want. Not everybody likes the same look. if I did that, we would be bored out of our minds because I would have to do the same makeup every single time. With Luminess, you're able to do so many different things with different products that we have. A lot of our products overlap. It makes it so much easier. I mean, we can be creative when it comes to makeup. So it's a lot of fun. Nay does airbrush makeup last. Makeup last. Life to make, yeah, they really do. They really do. All right, guys, I will see you back here at 3. We will finish the look at 3. I am going to put some lips on. I don't know why I feel a little weird. I don't even have foundation on, so I don't know. Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll do the jelly. I'll do our lip jelly. All right. There we go. Now I feel better. They're going to be plumped. And I get a little bit of color. All right. All right, guys. I will see you later back here at 3 Central Time. I hope you have a great lunch. And I'll talk to you soon. All right. Bye for now.